Game number 2 of the World Series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Cincinnati Reds. If you missed game number 1 of the World Series, it is the first link in the description down below, along with every single Reds franchise mode episode in that playlist down below as well. But we have got game number 2 of the World Series between the 93-win Tampa Bay Rays and the 100-win Cincinnati Reds. And before the series heads to Tampa Bay, Florida for the first time, we have to finish out here in Cincinnati for game number 2. If you missed game number 1, it was won by the Reds by a score of 2-1. You have 2 solo home runs by Bryce Harper and Elly De La Cruz to win him that game. And thankfully for Cincinnati, they did survive a scare in the 9th inning by Camilo Doval. What is new, but thankfully we have Mason Miller, the flamethrower, to come in here and finish up that game, getting the final out and giving the Reds that victory in game number 1. And now Jose Urquidy will get the start here in game number 2 of the World Series. He's someone who is very familiar with World Series appearances, obviously with his past tenure with the Houston Astros. And on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, it will be a guy who they picked up in trade from the Pittsburgh Pirates and the former ace for Pittsburgh in Mitch Keller. So we've got game number 2 of the Fall Classic here in 2026, and there's Jose Urquidy. 1-0 record so far in the postseason, 2 games started, 15 innings pitched, and a 4.8 ERA so far. Urquidy will see Josh Lau first, and Lau gonna hit that ball on the ground right to Matt McLain. We saw a dominant pitching performance in game number 1 by Hunter Green. We're hoping Urquidy can do more of the same. Randy Arozarena ropes one into right field, but straight to Kyle Tucker. 2 gone for Yandy Diaz. Swing and a miss. Urquidy goes 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Here is the aforementioned Keller, 4.5 ERA in the postseason, 3 games pitched and started, 1-1 record so far. And Elly De La Cruz can hit one up the middle. He's on with a lead-off single, bringing to the plate TJ Friedl, coming in today batting .370. Elly gonna swipe second base in the process, again giving Friedl a guy in scoring position on the 2-2 pitch. Keller deals, Friedl pulls one deep right field. Going back on it is Josh Lau, the all-star. He'll make the out, but of course Elly will tag from second to third, making way for Bryce Harper. Homered in game number 1 and the first inning. Harper does it again. Deep right center. It's out of here. Continues to show up in clutch moments, does Bryce Harper. That's why we brought him here in the first place. 410 feet off the bat, his 4th of the postseason, his 2nd in the World Series. Harper does it again. He gives the Reds the lead here in game number 2 like he did in game number 1. Kyle Tucker now gets on with a 1-out single, putting himself on first base now for the 5 spot. Teoscar Hernandez on the 1-2. Hernandez, though, is going to look silly on that Keller slurve. Here comes Will Benson on the 1-1, gonna hit one opposite field. That ball, though, is caught by the left fielder in Randy Arozarena. To the top of the 2nd, Patrick Wisdom, the former Chicago Cub, up first here for the Rays. He'll hit one on the ground right to Matt McLain. Tampa Bay took about 3.5 innings to finally get a hit and a base runner in last game against Hunter Green. We'll see how long it takes against Urquidy, because Urquidy and Green have been by far our 2 best pitchers. And then on top of that, you add Andrew Abbott, who has been arguably the best pitcher for us in the postseason. This team's nasty, and if the bats can get it going like they are today, like Spencer Steer, I mean, seriously, how does anyone beat this team? I mean, okay, the one way you do is Arizona, like what the Diamondbacks did, fire-powered offense, but I'll be honest, I don't know if the Rays have that. Now, we've looked silly so far in this inning, just striking out to Mitch Keller over and over and over again. Like, yeah, the Langoliers, McLain, and De La Cruz at-bats were horrible there. Every single swing was extending the bat outwards, and, you know, we'll take that luck. Urquidy getting the strikeout on Drew Gilbert, then he gets it on Jake Rogers. Carson Williams down the 1-2, gonna hit one on the ground right to Bryce Harper. I mean, Harper will fumble, but he'll still get there in time. Yes, he will. So 3 no-hit innings so far for Jose Urquidy. And that's kind of what I mentioned when we started this series. I was like, I don't know if this Tampa Bay team can really match up with us. It's a matter of if we can get going against the pitching after TJ Friedl walked. I mean, how do you stop this guy in the World Series? Bryce Harper continues to be clutch. He doubles the run total so far for Cincinnati, 396 feet off the bat, his 5th of the postseason and 3rd of the World Series. Bryce Harper, you are clutch. 4-0 for Harper. He drives in Friedl, and it's all Cincinnati here in game number 2. Kyle Tucker on the full count. No doubter. You know it's cooked for Tampa Bay when Kyle Tucker gets going. Tuck's 3rd of the postseason, 392 feet, and the Cincinnati Reds are up 5-0, and they look to be in prime positioning to go to Tampa Bay, Florida, and be up 2-0 here in this World Series. I understand we're in the third inning, but everything going Cincinnati's way. Even that hit by Teoscar Hernandez will get down in left field. Will Benson now in the 1-2 pitch, gonna line one right back up the middle. Mitch Keller cannot catch a break tonight. First and second, no outs, and done is Keller. Here comes Jairo Iarte. ERA of 2.84 over 6 1/3 so far pitched in this postseason, but it continues to add on for the Reds. Spencer Steer puts one in the right center field gap. That's going to score 2. It's going to be 7-0 here in this top of the third. We've still got a lot of baseball to play. Langeliers will finally be the first out the inning, but it is a 7-0 lead for the Reds. Shout out to Iarte though, getting some work done here, back-to-back Ks, and now actually get 3 in a row to strand Steer at second. But I mean, the damage has been done, and the Rays still don't have a base runner. They might get it right here, and they will. Josh Lau will pick up an infield single, but I mean, it's a little too late, you feel. Randy Arozarena on the 1-1 pitch, going to put one to right field. And I understand our bullpen has blown games in the past, but we still got Urquidy for at least another 4 innings, I would feel. Okay, we're in the 4th, maybe at least another 2 or 3. But still, I think we should be fine. We might look to possibly get Camilo Doval back out here and just look to iron some things out because, you know, no matter what we do at Doval at the end of this season, we still have him for the rest of this year, and we need to get him going. Because I think we're going to have close games in Tampa Bay. Hell, game number 1 was very close. Our offense just got going here in game number 2 as TJ Friedel with another single. I mean, Harper's 2 for 2. Can he do it again on the 3-2 pitch? Bryce pulls one. Oh my goodness, Bryce Harper. Oh, it's caught. Oh, okay. I thought Bryce maybe got enough and got 3 home runs and 3 at-bats. I just got excited for a second. I'm not going to lie. Kyle Tucker, not a great swing there, but he's 2 for 2. I'll take anything at this point. Teo going to line one. Oh, my goodness. Perfect. Oh, man. Right into the glove of Randy Arozarena. But yeah, like, I think we're going to have close games in Tampa Bay as there's Brandon Lau. He'll blast one to left. That is the first run given up by Urquidy tonight, as Tampa Bay makes this a 7-1 game. Brandon Lau's third of the postseason goes 364 feet opposite field into deep left. Yeah, we're gonna have tough games with the Trop. I think we are, especially when we do go to our B-level pitchers. Obviously, game number 3 will be pitched by Andrew Abbott. I think he'll be ready in time after his game 7 performance against the Diamondbacks. And then you look for game number 4. The projected starter, of course, will be Nick Lodolo. Lodolo's actually done well in this postseason so far. And then you look to game 5 with Rhett Lauder. Of course, if necessary, we'll see if we get there. I'm not anticipating a sweep, even though the way we are playing does entail that might be in the cards. We just gotta see, man. Of course, we just gotta see. Up by 6 here in this game number 2. Still in the bottom of the 5th, so again, a lot of baseball to be played, but I don't really know, and I don't really think we're going to give up 6 runs in the next couple innings. I don't know what Shea Langeliers has been swinging at. It's been a good offensive day for the Reds. Unfortunately, it has not been a great day for one Shea Langeliers, as Josh Lau, though, doing his thing. Both Laus, Brandon Lau and Josh Lau, have been the only, moments of success for the Rays so far tonight, as Josh Lau will have himself a leadoff triple, and Randy Arozarena puts the ball in play. We'll trade it out for a run at this point. Arozarena will drive one in with that ground out. It's a 5-run lead now for Cincinnati, 7-2. And now look at Yandy Diaz. Out of the 3 spot, Diaz with a single. The Rays are chipping away. Diaz is on with a base knock, but Patrick Wisdom grounds straight into a double play. Just like that, the 6th inning is over for Tampa Bay. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Matt McLean going to put one on the ground. Charging in will be the shortstop in Carson Williams, who is a highly touted prospect. We've got one out, and okay. Ellie De La Cruz is going to get hit. It was a breaking ball. Probably not intentional. TJ Friedel going to fly one into center field, though. That ball will be caught by Byron Buxton, who has been awfully silent today. 3 spot up. That means Bryce Harper. 2-1 pitch, and Bryce, okay, going to barely hit one, but actually this is going to work. Yep, Harper's 3 for 4. I mean, the man's an on-base and hitting machine, coming in today with an average of .432 in the postseason, as Kyle Tucker will strike out to end the inning. But Harper came into today batting .432. He's, 3 for 4 tonight. I don't even know what that's going to equate to with his average, but I know it's good. And here's his former Philadelphia teammate, Matt Strom, coming out to pitch the 7th inning. I don't know. Yeah, we probably won't see Doval tonight because 5 runs, I don't think he'll blow up that much, but we're going to pitch someone else tonight to definitely just finish out this game. We got a guy in Michael Kopech who's warming right now who has been tremendous. I mean, seriously, Kopech could make a case to be the closer for this team. Right? I know Mason Miller's been good, but Miller's been good when we've pitched with him. On Sim, Miller isn't the greatest. His ERA is about like 5. He always posts around that. I think ERA was about like 4 this season. Michael Kopech's a guy who puts up, you know, as Will Benson almost goes yard right there, robbed at the wall. Kopech's a guy who, you know, 3.2s ERA every season. I think he's a guy who could actually be the closer of this team. We keep Miller as the setup man, and we don't even have to trade for another closer, and Kopech can just be that guy for us. And I know, again, in the game, he's still labeled as a starting pitcher, but here he is. Kopech doesn't really give anything up. Right? I mean, there you go. Down goes the leadoff man in Jose Siri, who comes in replacement for Josh Lau, who gets injured in the outfield just a couple innings ago. That's something to note. Will Lau be ready for game number 3, or will the Rays have to turn to Siri instead? And here, as soon as I give Kopech a little bit of praise, he does give up a leadoff double, but hopefully he can come out this inning with nothing going in. Yandy Diaz will get popped out. 2 outs remaining for Tampa Bay. Patrick Wisdom on the 2-2. Got him looking. The Rays down to their final out. It will be Brandon Lau on the 2-1 pitch. And Lau, oh, gonna get one past Matt McLean. Runner coming home. Tucker to the plate, and he is safe. Tampa Bay gets one back. 7-3. Byron Buxton on the 3-2. Hits one on the ground. Eliela Cruz gonna have to hurry a little bit because Buxton is speedy, but that's your ball game. The Cincinnati Reds will win at home in game number 2. Not as close as game number 1. They'll win this one by a score of 7-3. And again, the series now heads to Florida for game number 3 in Tampa. Your projected starter for the Cincinnati Reds will be the lefty and Andrew Abbott. He will 95% I'm sure he'll be the starter. If his stamina isn't all the way back, there's no need to rush him up 2-0. He can always pitch game 4, and we can always go to Lodolo for game 3, but I think it will be Abbott as the Reds win this one by a score of 7-3. They out-hit the Rays 13-7, and now we move on to game number 3 tomorrow night. So folks, thank y'all for watching episode number 54 of the Cincinnati Reds franchise mode here on MLB The Show 24. If you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more Reds franchise mode here on the channel. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.